For this wrap, you're going to want to pick a stone that is fairly thin and has a tapered point. The more triangular in shape, the better. I chose this beautiful Pietersite from Namibia to do my wire wrap today. This is the perfect shape for the wrap we are going to do today. A teardrop shape will also work well, as long as the point is pointed downward. I am using 20 gauge bare copper wire, but you can also use 22 gauge for this as well. You will need around 20 inches of wire for a 1 1/4 inch stone. If your stone is bigger than that, you will need a lot more wire, so keep that in mind. I have pre-straightened my wire beforehand. Once you have straightened your wire, you will want to bring the ends together like this, hold the ends, and pull on the other end to find your center. But do not create a bend. You're going to want it to be just a slight bend. That is where we're going to make our bail. For this bail, we are going to create 3 loops. So wrap your wire around your bail until you have made 3 loops. You will want to cross your wires to a V, just like that. See how they look like a V? That is what you want it to look like. Now I will use my pliers to gently squeeze that together and tighten my bail. This part can be a little tricky. We are going to start twisting the wire at that V. Grip tightly and twist all the way around 1 full turn, holding on to that V. Now you're going to want to make sure you keep that at a V like that. That's the main key to making these twists even all the way through. See how I grabbed that V and just turned the whole thing together, just like that. Keeping that V is important. Make around 5 to 6 twists total. Took me a little while to get this technique down, so if you want to practice with another wire first, I recommend that. Decide which side will be the back of your pendant, and you're going to want to center your bail and wire right in the center, leaving enough neck and bail at the top. Notice the bail is not turned in the correct direction. Do not straighten the bail. That will be done at a later time. Using a firm grip on your wire and stone, you will want to start wrapping the wire around to the other side. Always keep a firm grip. I usually wear gloves doing this because it really helps to keep the stone and wire from moving around, and it also prevents the oils from your finger getting onto the wire, which will lead to tarnishing a lot faster. Cross your wires in the front and begin to twist them together. This is a little tricky, and you want to try to twist it in the very center of your stone. Here I'm just using my fingernails to kind of put where I want my bend to be, where I want the twist to be, and I'm going to twist as tightly as I can. Make another twist in the wire, trying to keep it as tight as you can without letting the wire move around the stone. Try to keep your bail straight and just keep a good grip on your stone and wire. This can be a little tricky. You're going to start bending the wires around in like a spiral pattern. Here I decided to make one more spiral around. Now is where you will twist your bail to the correct position. As you do this, it will help to tighten the wire around your stone. Now take the bottom wire and tightly wrap it around the back side of your stone, keeping it as tight as you can. Wrap it just over the top of the other wire and I use my finger here to create a slight little bend in the wire to form it right where I want it in the center, just like that. Use your finger to hold the wire very tightly in place as you start to scarf the neck of the bale. Try to scarf as tightly as you can, a couple of times. Use your pliers to tighten if needed. Trim the excess wire and try to make your cut at the back side of your bale. Tuck and tighten the end with your pliers. Always check to make sure your bale is straight. Now take this wire, cross the other wire at the top, and start to scarf right above the last scarf. If you get a kink in your wire like this that you do not like, just take your wire straighteners and straighten it out. One of my favorite tools. I like to scarf halfway up my bale, but if you do this and you do it too tight as you're wrapping, you will move the bale up. So you don't want to do it too tight. So be careful. Take your pliers or your straightener and gently squeeze that together, very gently. Make sure you leave enough room for your chain or rope or whatever it is that you use to string through the bale. Trim the wire in the center of the bale and then tuck it in. Oops, sorry, bumped the camera. Use the back of your pliers to tighten down the scarf. Last step is to separate the loops at the bail. If you do not wear gloves, wipe off the fingerprints to shine and prevent it from tarnishing faster, as I said earlier. Unless you are using a tarnish-free wire, which I highly recommend, because then you will not have that problem at all. And voila! We have a finished pendant. Beautiful wire wrapped Pietersite stone. You can wear it from this side as well, even though it is the back side. But either way, it was a beautiful, easy wire wrapped pendant.